I'll tell you when to go. Go. Good to go.
Welcome to another episode of the Kickout. My name is Skillet.
My name's Tay.
My name is Dikembe Mutombo from the Denver Nuggets. I'm a center. I play center.
And I'm Mex today.
And Mex is 30. Ladies and gentlemen, he is 30 and he is married. I am 40 and I am
Flu just realized that Mex was married and the age of 30. He thought he was a young 21-year-old man until today.
So let me apologize to anybody listening as well who went, why is that man talking to him like he's 21, 20? He's a 30-year-old man and what my ass. I apologize to everyone ever.
Flu, you could have kept the kayfabe going, but you know, you've let it all out now.
Yeah.
DJ Ace will be joining us very soon. He's going to tag you. How is Ace?
Yeah, for all I've been talking to him like he's a wise DJ. He's probably 12 or something.
It's all coming out now, Flu. It's all coming out now. How was everybody before we start talking about the world of wrestling? How was everyone? Tay, was your birthday not too long ago? I see you celebrating getting thwunk in the club.
Of course,
bringing the soca vibes to your household, I noticed.
Yeah.
Hope you had a good birthday, Tay.
I did. It was great. I did. Spent it with some of my girls. It was good.
That's good. That's nice to hear. And we had Valentine's Day over the weekend. Mex was telling us a story about how he gave his gift to his wife in a Tesco bag.
You lot are burying me today. Is this what we've come here to do? Romance is truly well and alive in the Mex household.
Young man, do not talk to your elders like that, young man. Otherwise, you'll go straight to your room.
Oh gosh.
You're the man who doesn't know anyone's age.
How long have you been with Sophie now, Flu? 5 years? 6 years?
It's been 8 years, she told me.
8 years.
She told me.
Yeah.
Are we gonna Are you gonna put a little ring on it? You gonna put a little ring on it? What's going on?
She bought me a 1991 Dr. Octopus toy for Valentine's Day, so she might be the one. But at the same time, absolutely not, Skillet.
I was willing to do a speech, not a best man speech. I don't expect to be best man, but when you're drunk and you get up and say, hey, I know Sophie, I know Skillet. The first thing you need to do is make sure you say the wedding vows, and then start doing Stone Cold promos on your wedding day.
And a cake comes out, not a cake, a snake. You get a snake to jump out like Sophie.
The Macho Man wedding, yeah. That's classic, bro.
What about you, Skillet? How was yours?
It was, unfortunately, because her mum caught COVID recently, we had original plans that she was going to come see me, but we can't risk that in the moment. Her mum just came home, so we just did a little Zoom and dessert. It was a bit disastrous. I'm gonna lie to you. It went a bit haywire towards the end, but that's okay. Yeah. Anyway, let's keep it going.
Love though, Skillet. Love.
I hope so. No, it is. Yeah. We just drank too much and fell asleep. Anyway, so
happy Valentine's Day, Kickout viewers.
Yeah, and if you're in a relationship, happy Valentine's. If you're not in a relationship, still celebrate it with loved ones and friends. You can give your friends a Valentine's Day gift. I think you can.
You trying to tell us? What gifts did you give your friends?
Listen, I saw this thing on Twitter and I was like, you know what? I would do something like that. This guy came around to see his brethren, his good friend, and he opened the door. He's like, hey, happy Valentine's Day, my G. And he gives him a box of sweets, a Lucozade, and a packet of like penny sweets or something like that. And he's like, it don't have to be romantic, man. It don't have to be romantic. You get me? And the man he was wearing a red do-rag. Like he's Cupid. He was like Cupid, but with his friend. It was just friends. I know.
Do penny sweets.
Yeah, friends. No, you can't really. No, I would be very weirded out if my friend gave me Valentine's Day gifts. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Speaking of Valentine's, was there ever a Valentine's Day character in wrestling? Of course there was. Salvatore. What was that Italian wrestler?
Sincere.
Salvatore Sincere. There we go.
Mm.
Does anyone remember Salvatore Sincere?
Of course.
Okay, Mex?
Hardly, no.
I remember, I believe, the wild man Mark Merrow's debut was against him, which was the first time I saw the Shooting Star Press, which were the first, when you first see those moves, it was the first time I saw the Shooting Star Press. I'm sure you had Skillet in Japan and blah, 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 blah. But
yeah. Oh, wow. So that was the first time you saw the Shooting Star Press?
Yeah, wild man Mark Merrow doing it against Salvatore Sincere in his debut.
Salvatore Sincere. That didn't last long. That didn't last long. Do you remember what was that tag team? No, Chuck and Billy was kind of like a Valentine's kind of gimmick, wasn't it? Kind of.
Yeah, that's what we'll call it. It was a Valentine's gimmick.
That was a full-on LGBTQ thing, mate.
No, but it was funny when they were getting married and they were like, "Gay? We're not gay."
Yeah.
Oh, it's hilarious. And you know, I actually, you know what? I actually like that tag team. That tag team was hilarious.
They were fun while they lasted.
Yeah. Do you remember the Dicks? That was awkward.
Who reminds me?
I don't remember who they were in terms of wrestlers, but it was two greased up dudes that used to wrestle on SmackDown. They were small and they were called the Dicks. They didn't last long.
The name's familiar.
Yeah. What was the name of that the guy that used to put baby oil on him and do half naked?
Val Venus.
Not Val Venus, but that's obviously
was it Big Dick Johnson or something, I believe, when he used to come out and spray himself and do
something like that. Yeah, that was weird. But yeah, Val Venus. Big up to Val Venus. The true. Was that Flu cut out there?
Sorry. Big Dick Johnson was a guy that Triple H. He was a guy who worked backstage who they thought he was amusing, so they demanded he went on television and greased himself up. If we're thinking Valentine's Day, though, one of the better main events, Vince McMahon versus Stone Cold Steve Austin in some Valentine's Day Massacre, the debut of Paul White, a tremendous event.
Big Show debut, man. I remember when he first debuted. Because I didn't even know Big Show was looking to go to WCW, so that was a big shock for me. That was nice. They haven't really had much other Valentine's themed stuff. I think this is something we need
Valentine's, but there's Mark Henry, Sexual Chocolate. There's Viscera. It wasn't Viscera, big something.
Big Daddy V.
Yeah. So yeah.
And he was moving to Trish Stratus. That was actually some good promos. Him and Trish had some good promos together.
What was his gimmick? Was he the world's largest lover or something?
Something like that. Yeah.
World's largest sex machine, I think it was.
What about love storylines? Obviously, Elizabeth, and Macho, of course.
The Macho Warrior end of that match when Elizabeth comes back is still one of the WWE moments.
Which one?
When Elizabeth comes back and says,
and she attacks Sister Sherry, and they hugged in the ring. That was an amazing moment, and people were crying in the crowd. Oh.
I thought the Jericho Trish Christian thing was quite.
That was good. When she broke his heart at WrestleMania 20, and she went with Christian. That was really good.
What's your favorite romantic storyline, Tay?
Do you know what? I really don't like. I hate romantic storylines in wrestling. I really do.
That was not a question. We all agree with you. As we've seen by this week's storyline with pregnant Lacey.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what I would say? Actually, I hated all the promos that they did, but I would just say Edge and Lita, just because it was a bit real, like with Matt Hardy and all that.
Oh man,
I could deal with a little bit.
That stuff was so awkward, man.
Yeah.
Did you read the stuff though about that recently?
No, go ahead.
She's done an interview, Lita. It might have been on. It might have been what's her name? The who's the commentator? Not the commentator, the ring announcer.
Garcia.
I think she was on her podcast, and she basically said that she didn't want to do it, and Vince McMahon told her if she didn't, she was fired. Which is one of those where you're hoping it's being quoted wrong, because if that's legit, that's really weird.
And that it particularly pertains to the sex act thing her and Edge done in the ring.
In the bed,
it was that she didn't want to do, and he said that you're fired if you don't.
I think I would have just been fired like that. Even when I look back on it now, it's just cringy. So cringy.
It's poor.
Other than that, Vince McMahon's, it's absolutely spotless. He's done nothing wrong other than that. So it's just out of the blue, isn't it? He's been normal. Demands a woman has a sex session with TV. Normal.
my god.
Bizarre.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty sad.
That was a weird noise I just made live on some kind of weird stream. I went, did you hear that? Did you hear me go?
So I'm looking at this article by the Sportster, and they've done something called Wrestling Happy Endings and Wrestling Nightmares. So they've got like a top 20 list, right? So you got number 20, Alberto Del Rio and Paige. What do you think they gave that? Nightmare or happy ending?
Nightmare.
Absolutely. They gave that a nightmare.
Very much so.
Skip and Sonny.
Nightmare. She had sex with Shawn Michaels.
John Morrison and Melina.
Nightmare. She had sex with Batista.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that's facts. Yeah, that's facts. But he let her. He let her though.
It could be
John Morrison let her.
Yeah. So wait. She didn't cheat on John Morrison. Let's kick that. I want to make that abundantly straight, right? She did not cheat on him, right? It was consensual, and Morrison allowed her to gave her consent that she could sleep with Batista.
Bro.
Obviously, it ruined the relationship afterwards.
Bro.
But
I feel
he
like I know what Mex is gonna say. Like, I don't think he allowed it. I don't think he had a choice.
If Batista turns up to your girl, there is no letting allowed.
Yeah, babes, you're gonna have to go through. Sorry,
bro. This ain't a house in a estate agent. There's definitely no letting. Like, it's by force.
It's one of those things though where I mean, what do we know? We don't really know what happened. It could all be bull. But apparently
100%.
that's one of the rumors why Morrison has never quite made it to the top, because apparently when he didn't go and stand up for himself as a man, he lost some respect backstage. Apparently.
Yeah, he did.
I can imagine that.
I'm just a piece of shit.
In a Vince McMahon world, that makes perfect sense.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Steve Austin and Deborah.
Bad. She had sex with Jeff Jarrett.
So that's a nightmare, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, we all knew what happened with the domestic violence. Those two.
That's one we don't talk about. You know, you can cancel people. You can't cancel Austin, so we're just going to put that one to one side because we're all massive hypocrites. Excuse me.
But they're gonna. They must highlight that in the documentary they're making of Austin. They have to mention that. Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella.
Oh,
that's a good ending, isn't it?
Happy ending. Yes, that's
happy
right.
ending. That's it.
Test and Kelly.
No, that's not. Wait.
That was a nightmare. Yeah. Apparently, Test was with her when he overdosed and stuff like that. Not with her, but they were dating. They were dating around that time.
I still can't believe Test is dead, man.
Yeah, that was sad. That's sad.
Happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Undertaker, Michelle McCool.
Happy ending.
Nightmare.
I don't think I'm gonna even say this one. Kevin Sullivan and woman. I'm gonna skip that one.
Very bad.
Booker T and Sharmell. Happy ending. You know I think they got remarried.
Well, double happy ending then. Yeah, I think they did.
If you look at Booker T's Instagram, he's dressed in a suit. She's wearing a white dress, and he says, "I say I do 1,000 times over." So yeah, I think they renewed their vows. I think they renewed their vows. So very happy ending for them too. That should be really high up on the list, to be honest. Goldust and Marlena. Nightmare.
Have you ever looked up the New Jack Melina stuff?
I know.
No, I haven't.
Don't do it. Just don't look. How many people have just stopped the podcast now and are just Googling New Jack Melina? Now, look at me. Now look directly into my eyes. It's weird, man.
Miz and Maurice. What's it? Marcy? Maurice?
Maurice.
Yeah, that's very happy ending. Mm-hmm. Matt and Lita. John Cena and Nikki Bella. Mark Mero and Sable.
No.
Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. Kurt Angle and Karen Angle. No, that fell apart as well.
Did you actually? Sorry to go back. Mark Mero tells a funny story about the Sable Brock Lesnar thing. He was telling a story where he was just like, "Oh, what? I've heard you're sleeping with one of the guys. Who is it? And she was like, "It's Brock." And he was like, Oh, okay, fair enough.
See, that's letting him.
Yeah, he actually makes the joke. So I was like, good for Mark Merrow to go, well, I'm going to kick his... Who? Ah, well, enjoy that dick. You enjoy all that dick.
All right, we did it then. Rusev and Lana. Happy ending.
Yeah.
Oh, Triple H in China.
Ooh, no.
Eddie Guerrero, Vicky Guerrero. Happy ending.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the last choice, I can't believe they went with this. I'm not even going to say it.
Don't. I know what you're going to say. So
yeah, you know what?
I can hear it. Yeah.
I can't believe they did. Why did I even read that list? I feel disgusted with myself that I read that list.
Yeah, when
let's keep it moving. Huh?
Where'd you even get that list?
Sportster.com.
You're going to get offered some weird cookies, man. You're going to get offered some weird cookies.
I said weird cookies.
Yeah, I'm not going to go for the number one choice.
Like this. Maybe you'd like that. I don't. I really like that.
I'll say this much. It was obviously a nightmare ending. So you guys can kind of figure that one out. Yeah. Because you can figure that one out. All right, let's talk about Monday Night Raw. Mex, we'll come to you first. Actually, before we talk about Monday Night Raw, Mex, do you have any news of what's going on outside of wrestling?
So I don't really want to talk about this, but it is news. Obviously, for those that have been watching, we've got a superstar in Impact called Kira Hogan. She is their Knockouts champion, or one half of the Knockouts champion team between her and Tasha Steelz. They're called Fire and Flavor, I believe. The Knockouts championship is the women's tag championships over there in Impact. Last couple of weeks, she has been targeting Sasha Banks, if you like, saying that in terms of appearance, hair, outfits, you know, she's copying her and all of this kind of stuff. She does have previous doing this with Ember Moon a couple years ago as well. However, it went from what I thought was just a work and just, you know, trying to get some attention online to what was really ugly in a what do you call these things? In Instagram Live last week, Tuesday, while Impact was going on. Obviously Impact is pre-taped. She is doing an Instagram Live with her tag team partner, and they're literally, at first, I won't put it down to them completely. The fans wanted her to kind of lay into Sasha Banks. They avoided it for as long as possible, but for me, it's just weak because you're in control of what comes out of your mouth. So you can't really say the fans egged you on to do it. But yeah, the fans egged them on somewhat. And then they just laid into Sasha Banks. They proceeded to make fun of Sasha Banks' mental health, which was obviously in question. I think some of us all knew, especially when I think her and Bayley dropped the tag team championships at WrestleMania. She was off TV for about 4 or 5 months. Made fun of her mental health, made fun of her husband, how her husband looks, and saying that her husband's ugly. Just some really nasty, like Mean Girls kind of stuff. And you know, this is poor. Whilst your TV show is airing, whilst you're champions and should be representing that company in the belt, it's sad to see women kind of go at each other like this, especially when they're not in a field of many. There's a few of them, and you know, she's very good, but she's very young in her career. And one day she may want that move to WWE. And we can't lie, if we're all honest with ourselves, Sasha Banks is probably the biggest female star in the world right now when it comes to wrestling. So to some degree, she may even be a gatekeeper as to who's coming to WWE into my division. And then, you know, this might then turn into, Sasha Banks blocked opportunities for me. So yeah, not something we like to talk about when we're talking about wrestling, but I guess it's the real reality of things. And yeah, I just felt like it could have been managed better. We don't need this kind of negativity around in the industry.
Do we know if Kira Hogan? Sorry, Flea. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry to you, mate. Sorry, go ahead.
Do we know if Kira Hogan's ever met Sasha in person?
So yeah, this is, and like obviously I can only go off everything that's been said. I'm trying to piece together loads of stories. A lot of people have said that Kira Hogan, this came down to an incident where, as a fan, Kira Hogan met Sasha Banks, waited in the airport for her. One time she was coming home from a show. Sasha Banks didn't react very well to her. Maybe didn't give her an autograph or spend any time with her taking the pictures. But at the same time, and yeah, they said that she was quite bitchy and stuff. People have then backed that up by saying, yeah, they've heard that Sasha Banks can be quite bitchy and stuff like that. Again, this is all just what the stories that are out there being said. But you have to, at the same time, if that's the example, you have to think, someone's just wrestled, they've done a long flight home. Do they want to be taking pictures and stuff at 3 a.m. in the morning in the airport when they're trying to get home? So that's what they're saying is the root of the issue. Again, don't know how true or false this is, but yeah.
Flu, what were you going to ask?
I was going to say it's definitely not a work. It's definitely not a kind of a wrestling thing. It was just a little bit annoying.
That's what I thought it was. Like I said, when it started with hair, like she's copying my hair and my outfits online, that I thought, yeah, this is just, trying to get attention. It's a work and that. But when it went into, making fun of her mental health and how her husband looks, I thought that's a bit much. It can't be
that's not
just
nice.
wrestling anymore. So, yeah.
That's not nice at all. It's not a nice thing. I lost some respect there because I remember there was a time when she took a photo a few years back with Natalie Neidhart, and I was excited to see that because I actually do rate Kiera Hogan as a wrestler. I think she's actually
she's good.
But when you're going cray sending shots, well, I don't know. It's a bit much, man. Okay,
is she actually a Hogan? No, that's not funny here.
No, she isn't.
Why would you choose Hogan then?
Well, she had that name before Hogan got exposed as a racist. To be fair.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
I don't know if it's a homage to Hogan or is her name really Hogan?
I don't even know if her name's really Hogan. I don't really know.
Imagine if it was a homage to Hogan and you find out he's racist. You're like, oh damn it, I'm just gonna stick with it anyway.
Stuck with it.
A couple signings by the WWE. I know Christian Casanova got signed, and but there was somebody else who got signed next. I can't remember his name. I don't really know much of his work. A ginger kid. Do you know much about him?
His name's left my head, but I know who you're talking about. These are just without any disrespect, because we can't remember their names. These are just like really good indie talents right now. Apparently, WWE in the last couple of days have signed about 25 men and females from the indies. I don't know what their plan is. Some
of them from TNA as well. A lot from TNA. A lot.
A few from TNA, a few from NWA.
What was that?
No, not Callahan. No,
Sammy Callahan's not back. Which one is it? What's his name?
No, Eli Drake.
Eli Drake
he's now going to be LA Knight,
and he debuted on NXT, making a great promo. He was always good at promos. Eli Drake. He was always good at promos. To be fair, I never really rated his in-ring stuff, to be honest. But his mic work has always been top class. So I think he will shine in WWE. I think he definitely will shine. So Eli Drake now WWE. Christian Casanova, another great talent, signed to WWE. We'll see what happens. We'll see what they do with this.
They're talking of making a second NXT show, so maybe that's where they're gonna use all these guys.
A second one,
a second, like another developmental brand or something, because NXT has become too big now. It's not a developmental anymore. Another notable name that they signed was John Morrison's wife, Taya Valkyrie from Impact.
Oh, she got signed. I didn't even know she got signed.
Yeah. So yeah.
I was thinking they should have signed Chris Bay as well. I really like Chris Bay. He's really a great talent on the indies. Chris Bay. Check out Chris Bay. He's really good. So
he's good.
Hopefully he will get signed eventually. He's very good. Unless AEW snap him up. You never know. But okay. All right. Oh, I think Ace is calling me. 1 second. Oh. Yeah, so Max put a different link up.
Oh, can you send it to me?
It's on the kickout chat.
Oh, it's in the group.
Yeah, click on it. Yeah. Steam Yard. See you in a bit. All right, so just in time before we do Raw, Ace will join us to. So I think we should talk about SmackDown first. Let's do SmackDown first. Then we talk about Monday Night Raw, and then we could just do the review of TakeOver at the end. How does that sound?
I've only seen TakeOver, so you can.
You haven't seen TakeOver, then?
That's the only one I've seen. I haven't seen Raw SmackDown. So you look
I thought you would see your husband on Friday nights. How come you haven't seen your husband yet? Your husband on Friday night.
I know.
I know.
Hey, look who that is.
Ace!
It's young 12-year-old Ace.
What kind of new technology is this? Hey,
I know. This is what Mex has done to us now. Mex is trying to upgrade us.
I like it. I like it a lot. What's going on?
Cool. See,
How you, Ace? You okay? How you today, Ace? You all right?
I'm cool, man. Sorry, I'm just making sure I look okay. I'm all right, yeah? You guys can see me and stuff.
I liking the white. The white looks good. Complements the black skin that you got. You know, you're looking good. You're looking fresh.
Thank you very much, my guy.
I would just say, can you just? You got a mug in the back there. Just remove the mug.
A mug?
No, you don't.
It's the mug.
You're the mug, Ace. There's no mug. So you're the mug. There was never a mug. Anyway, I'm sorry. Let's start this. All right, so Ace, we were just talking about the latest signings WWE done. We did a little countdown of like wrestling real life couples that was either a success or a tragedy. Went through that already, and now we're gonna talk about Monday Night Raw. No, actually, we're not. We're gonna talk about SmackDown first. We'll talk about Friday Night SmackDown. Did anybody see SmackDown?
Yep.
I feel like this is the important question these days with this podcast.
I watched it.
Keeping it real.
I know Mex has, but I'm including myself in this as well. I didn't see SmackDown. I watched Raw and I watched TakeOver, but I didn't watch SmackDown. But
I'm sure Ace was watching it. I'm sure you texted in the group in the early morning. Yeah,
I watched SmackDown. The takeaways from SmackDown, Roman is still killing this shit. I feel like I'm going to say this every week. Roman is killing this shit. So basically,
he tried to intimidate Adam Pearce, didn't he? Something like that. Yeah.
The takeaway from SmackDown is that Roman Reigns doesn't have to defend his title within the Hell in a Cell structure. He basically gets to fight the person that wins the structure on the same night.
You mean Elimination Chamber?
Elimination. What did I say?
You said Hell in a Cell. That's
Sorry,
okay.
Elimination Chamber. There you go.
So who's in the SmackDown Elimination Chamber?
Okay, so in the SmackDown Elimination Chamber is Daniel Bryan, Cesaro. They both had qualifying matches. What kind of a Jace? This was. What did you think of this, Mex? It was a bit shit.
I thought, you know what? I thought it was a good way to do it because Raw, they just kind of put them all into the Elimination Chamber. So I thought at least they done tag team matches, and the winning tag team got to go into the Elimination Chamber. So like Ace was saying, Daniel Bryan, Cesaro qualified, Sami Zayn and Baron Corbin qualified, and then the only people that got inputted straight away because of they pushed Roman to the limit in recent months was Kevin Owens and Jey Uso.
Yeah,
that's the six.
That's the six.
That's a six.
That's a brilliant six. That's a brilliant six.
I just didn't like. I didn't love the tag team matches. It was like,
yeah.
Who's to say that I'm tagging with somebody that I necessarily like? I didn't love that. Yeah. But that is going to be a great match. Roman doesn't have to be in the match, which is sick. I think he's killing it. He gets to fight the person who wins it at the end of it, and that was really the only real takeaway from SmackDown.
Wait, hold on. Reigns gets to fight the winner of the Elimination Chamber.
What you need to do is watch the opening segment of SmackDown. That first 20 minutes, he absolutely killed it. Adam Pearce told him that he has to be in the Elimination Chamber. The man just laughed. He just looked at Paul Heyman like, get a load of this guy. I've got to be in the Elimination Chamber. No chance. He said Paul Heyman chat to him. And Paul Heyman basically said, yeah, he's not going in there. He'll face the winner. Like the contract status in WWE is that he has to defend it at the pay-per-view. It doesn't mean he has to defend it in the Elimination Chamber. So he worked on that and it works. So
I'm loving it. Okay, that's good. I'm glad Roman's doing some good work there and they're doing something original. Go on, Flu. Go ahead. Your hands are raised.
I was going to say, I didn't see it, but I did see a still of Seth Rollins like beating up Cesaro.
Yes. So that was the big thing this week.
WrestleMania match.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I think it's going to be Daniel Bryan, but obviously Cesaro and Daniel Bryan are a bit pally right now, so he's going to probably wrestle Cesaro for a couple weeks and then get to Daniel Bryan.
So Seth Rollins returned as well, didn't he?
The return was trash though,
and he had like a nice kind of shiny suit,
leather.
And it was leather suit.
Skillet was so dead. So he came back.
I saw this. This was disappointing. It was
so bad. Yeah. He came back. He did like his whole speech about like, yo, I'm new and I've changed and all this stuff. But he basically
I'm a father, and then he just
he basically hadn't changed, and then everybody walked out. What I thought was crap. Yeah, I'm trying to not swear as much this year. Is Seth Rollins has been away since November. Was it November? He's been away. How long?
The end of November. Survivor Series.
All right, so it's November, December, January. We're in 3 months. Let's just say 3 months, yeah? Would the whole locker room come out and surround the ring for a 3-month return?
No.
No,
Especially-
like you're not a legend, bro.
especially-
You're just Seth Rollins.
Especially when Seth wasn't nice to people before he
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, that didn't make sense. So they all walked out during his speech, which was a bit weird.
Okay.
And Cesaro got the brunt of it.
So is there a women's elimination chamber match?
Not yet.
No. And I've heard there's not going to be one this year. Is that true, Megs?
I don't think there will be. They're already having 2, one for men, one for the other men, sorry, on the other show. So, yeah.
That's how you feel. There's one for the men, and then there's one for the other men.
I slipped up, all right. But yeah. Yeah.
Oh, mate, I'm not taking the piss out of you. I'm taking the piss out of WWE. How does that make you feel, Jay?
The beam.
I mean, it just sounds very Vince McMahon right about now. Just like, let's the girls, what women? No. Just put the men on. Like, fuck the women. That's how it sounds.
It's a shame though, because the women in the last couple of years since they introduced the women elimination chamber, and they've been very good. Like,
it's ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there's room for at least a SmackDown women's elimination chamber match.
If there's room for a 2010 Raw elimination men's match, there's definitely room for a 2021 women's one.
100%.
Can you? I mean, no, just keep going.
I think okay. So is that us addressing SmackDown? Is there anything else to talk about? Anything notable? Anything else on SmackDown?
They played up the Nia Jax my whole thing in typical WWE style.
Oh,
They're gonna kill it. So yeah, Bianca Belair looks like they're still very much I'm friends. I'm so happy to be here with Sasha Banks. They need to kill that as well. Like, let them just be against each other. That's your op, bruv. Like, that's who has the title. You see what I mean? That's who you're going against. But yeah, it looks like they may tag up to go against Shayna and Nia Jax for the women's tag titles before Bianca Belair makes her decision on the.
No, Sasha will probably make Bianca make the decision for her. So when they go for the title, Sasha will probably attack her.
Maybe. Let's see.
Yeah. Wasn't there some sort of promo with like Sasha Banks and Paul Heyman? With Paul Heyman saying stuff like, "We need the old Sasha Banks. We need the boss."
Talking
back.
smack, yeah.
Yeah. So I think the boss is coming back. I think the boss is coming back.
Hopefully, Paul Heyman's been doing some good work on Talking Smack. He's been putting a lot of guys over.
He has. Yeah. See, hold on. Let's talk about it. Hold on. You just talked about promo. Now I saw on Twitter, people were tagging me on Twitter, left, right, and center. Oh, Skillet, you gotta see this new Cesaro promo. Oh, Skillet, have you seen Cesaro's promo? Skillet, it's like he got the best promo he's ever done, and arguably it probably is his best promo he's ever done. But it wasn't a great promo.
Which promo is this? The one where just after you got attacked?
This was on Talking Smack.
Oh, I never saw it.
So
look at me. Look into my eyes. You can be whatever you want to be. You there, you watching at home. You could be what you want to be. You could be what you want to be. I will be what I want to be. I was like, this is not.
So apparently Cesaro wanted to be a small Indian man, according to.
Hey, that was not an Indian accent. That was not an Indian accent.
I don't know what accent that was, Skinner. I really don't.
It wasn't a Swiss accent either. But
you started off pretty good, and then you went into some madness. I have to say.
Yeah, thank you.
It went a little bit Irishy.
Hey, anyway. I'm not good at impressions. I admit this on a regular basis.
It wasn't. You know what? It was an impassioned promo, and that's probably why everyone thinks it was good. However, he did stumble on his words a couple times, and as I was watching it, I was just thinking, this is exactly why they're never going to give you the world title.
You never know, though. You never know.
It needs a manager. It just needs a manager. I do not understand why we can't just give in, as we've seen with the business, as we've seen with Brock, as we've seen with a lot of top level guys.
They gave him Paul Heyman, if you remember. He's had the best.
That was a clunky one because just after CM Punk and Brock Lesnar, you can't go Cesaro, but Cesaro could definitely do with a heater. Do you know what I mean?
Who would you put to manage Cesaro?
You know what? If the Hurt Business wasn't a thing, I'd say MVP.
I think I would go with maybe either Sami Zayn or Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan's a massive shout. I think it would be if you want to go with a wrestler because he's a wrestler because you could even bring back Angle. Not that Angle's incredible at the moment, God bless him. But I think Daniel Bryan's a massive shout actually.
What about a valet? Any ideas?
The best on the mic that I've seen in recent time was Zelina Vega, but obviously she's not there no more.
Evidently, she was making thousands of pounds just thinking. So they were like, "Do you want to pay £500 a week to wrestle, or hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands of pounds just to talk and dress up as Bunny Rabbit Ninja or something like that?" And men love women dressing up as Bunny Rabbit Ninjas.
Apparently, she might be returning to wrestling.
Her 90 days is up now.
She might be returning to AEW. Be smart to hire her. I'll tell you that much. She'll be a massive star in AEW.
Need it.
She'll be a massive star. All right. Okay. So yeah, SmackDown. That was SmackDown. Raw started off with Drew McIntyre and The Miz, right? The Miz cut in a promo, and McIntyre came out, headbutted him.
Sorry, have we spoken about TakeOver already?
No, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that after Raw.
All right, cool.
Leave that to the end.
End on a high.
End on a high.
Rather than Raw.
So McIntyre headbutts The Miz, walks off. The Miz jumps back on the mic and said, "What I was saying was that I'm going to remove myself from the Elimination Chamber." I told you, Max. I told you that was not going to be the last 6. And he was trying to give it to Morrison to take his spot. Then obviously backstage, Kofi cut a really fun promo with Xavier saying, "Oh, look, it's me. I have to prove myself yet again in order to get myself a title shot." Like Kofi was really shooting. He was doing some good stuff. And Adam Pearce is like, "No, it's only fair that you wrestle Miz. And if Miz wins, Morrison gets it. If Kofi wins, Kofi gets it." But there was a bit where there was a bit about the sequels, Mex. What they say about the sequels?
They made fun of. I think Miz said the sequel is never as good in reference to Kofi Mania 2.
That's right. That's
it. They then got back at him and said Marine 4, 5, 6 was all crap.
That was and then Miz goes, "Those are classics."
yeah.
Yeah, that made me chuckle. That was a good promo.
The problem is the Miz versus Kofi, both super brilliant, and they have really solid matches. But literally, I've seen that match like 100 times.
So many times.
I've seen it 2011. I've definitely seen it 2012, and I've definitely seen that match live. Do you know what I mean? It's just like they're going to do the thing with the thing, and then the flippity dim. It's just and it's not their fault. It's just that how can you do this match that many times? It's ridiculous.
I was trying to remember this morning. Were they tag team champions together?
No, it was Evan Bourne and Kofi.
Oh, okay.
CM Punk and Kofi.
Air Boom.
Remember Air Boom?
Air Boom.
R-Truth and Kofi. CM Punk and Kofi. Evan Bourne and Kofi.
There's a list.
Yeah. Was it R-Truth and Miz were tag team champions?
That's the R-Truth and Miz.
R-Truth and Kofi tag team as well?
No, R-Truth and Miz.
R-Truth and Miz. That's who I was thinking.
No, but R-Truth and Kofi has won the titles together as well.
They were.
Really?
Yeah. And Kofi and obviously Big E and Xavier Woods. I feel like we're probably missing somebody else out. Maybe Kofi and Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, definitely someone. Yeah.
Before I forget, can I give my Miz hot take?
Go ahead.
I believe Miz is going to WrestleMania as the WWE champion.
That is madness.
To face Edge.
Why?
That was a hot take.
I strongly believe it. You know what? We'll get to it, but I watched Raw this week believing that Miz was going to end the show as champion. Obviously, like, we'll talk about it, but that gauntlet match was sick. I really enjoyed it. But Drew went through all of those people for an hour. It would have been a perfect time for him to come out, for Miz to come out and cash in after Drew's just been through 5 guys. And they had Braun Strowman backstage who could have did something as well to Drew McIntyre because I'm angry that I wasn't in the match. But I feel like all of that stuff is going to happen this Sunday and Miz is going to cash in and go to WrestleMania as the champion. Remember,
there's still one pay-per-view before WrestleMania, though.
Skillet, clip this. I'm telling you, this is what's going to happen.
So you're saying the Miz is going to what?
Miz Edge is the main event for WrestleMania 2021.
When do you think Miz is going to cash in?
This weekend, Sunday.
Nah.
Okay. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm saying clip it anyway, because remember when we were laughing at Skillet last year when he was talking about Benji, and we were killing ourselves laughing. So you never know. You never know.
But no, I'm not saying you're completely wrong. You might be right that it might be Miz and Edge at Mania, but Miz is not gonna cash it this weekend.
Why?
Because Drew just lost the gauntlet match.
So he looked strong. He went through all. He was in the match for an hour. He beat the main people. He beat AJ. Who else did he beat?
Jeff Hardy.
He looked
Randy
sick.
Orton by default.
He's lost nothing. He will lose nothing.
So he basically beat everyone that's in Elimination Chamber.
Basically, except
I think maybe is it Fastlane before Mania?
Yeah,
I think maybe Fastlane is where it might happen.
Like,
you might know. You might be right.
It's Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon. Have you heard that? Oh no!
Shane McMahon's definitely getting a WrestleMania match.
Yeah, doesn't it make sense that it's Braun Strowman? That kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
What do we want to see Shane in WrestleMania? I don't want to see him anymore.
No one does.
No one
wants to see that.
I've seen the coast to coast, and I've seen the backward flip, and I've seen a man try to kill himself. I'm bored. Oh, and I've seen a man sweat so much. I want to see him versus Bobby Lashley in a sweat versus steroids match.
We got it out. This steroids.
This guy.
I love flu. Yeah.
That's sweat versus steroids.
Sweat versus. I want to see a sweat.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
I mean, to Ace's point, and I mentioned this in the group earlier today. Like, I think, look how believable, and you're only saying this because of how believable Miz came across in this particular episode when he weren't running around being a fool with John Morrison. Like, all of a sudden, he looks somewhat credible, like, and still like a sneaky chicken shit heel, but like it's credible somewhat. But I do think though that McIntyre is gonna drop this title and win it back at WrestleMania.
I'm telling you,
I just can't work out.
I think the Mania match will be McIntyre, Sheamus as a blood feud match. Something's gonna happen, and we're gonna get best friends going at WrestleMania, and it will be Edge, Miz. But they're gonna turn up the heel heat on the Miz. They're gonna get mad personal. We're gonna hate the Miz more than we've ever hated him before. I'm telling you, at the moment he's annoying, but he's gonna get personal.
I don't see him catching it.
And they're gonna have it's gonna be good.
Hey, who do you think's got Roman?
I don't know. I really can't call that still. I have no idea.
At WrestleMania?
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be Edge. I don't think it's gonna be.
Yeah. Oh no, Ace is a madman. You'll learn that. Yeah.
I don't think we know the opponent for Roman yet. I don't think we know him yet. The opponent yet. It could be Jey Uso again.
Oh, he's all about Ziggler. He always used to say Ziggler this, Ziggler that. Remember what happened to Ziggler? Now he's in the back door.
I've got more hot takes. Now this ain't a hot take. This is just a question.
Go on.
What is the point of Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler?
Bad dogs.
0 points.
Why do you
Dirty
need
dogs.
them?
Dirty dogs.
Oh, I hate them now. I can't stand them on the TV. Get them off.
They're probably gonna drop the belts back to Street Profits at Mania.
We need it ASAP.
Ace, I was gonna say, you know what you said about Miz gonna be a bit more of a heel than ever.
Yeah.
Don't you think they were probably gonna give that to Reigns? Like saying all the nasty, vindictive things about Edge's injury,
Heyman, his wife, all of that
stuff.
stuff.
And Heyman being part of that as well. I feel like they will give that to Reigns to really get Reigns over as a proper uber heel.
Because I don't think Reigns is necessarily that type of heel. Whereas I feel like Miz is like, he'll talk about his wife, he'll talk about maybe Lita, and I think Miz can get away with that. Whereas I feel like Roman is not really that kind of chatty patty heel. He's like
Roman Reigns did just in the last feud. He called Kevin Owens' dad a fool, an idiot, and all of that stuff.
Yeah, so. But it's not like fat stuff. Do you know what I mean? I feel like Miz will get more away with that. I like it. Yeah. I want Miz Edge now. I want it, guys. Let's have it.
Hey, Stu,
clip this.
Hey, Stu, you really want Miz Edge? You really want Miz Edge?
I think so. I think so. I think as well, like we need Edge with somebody that we can trust because we know he's quite feeble, and I think Miz is a good worker.
You know what? That's a good point. That's a very good.
Miz is a very good worker. He's safe.
Roman is fine. Roman is quite safe.
Yeah, and I'm not saying Miz is safe. We're not saying that, but Miz has never literally injured anyone, and you don't get. That's a very. I've never. Hey, Ace might be right. You know, I never thought about that. That's a very good point.
Okay, well, the thing is,
look who they've given Edge to already. Randy Orton, safe worker, like good pair of hands.
Edge got injured against Orton.
I know, but you know they trust Randy, and the same way they trust Miz. I'm not saying they don't trust Roman,
but is Miz a money match?
No, but it won't be the main event. It won't be the main event. And nobody's gonna main event Mania apart from Reigns. Reigns is definitely main event in Mania.
Mania's 2 nights. Mania's 2 nights. Remember,
the first night has to. I really wanted the first night to be a women's match. To me,
that's what I think. It should be
Bianca. I'm
Sasha.
sick of this nonsense. Show some respect to the title. You know, and I think the only women's main event they ever had is because Ronda Rousey was in it. I think it's time to kind of like trust your women. Trust your women to deliver, man. And I don't mind Edge and Miz being the opening match for Mania 1. I wouldn't mind seeing that, to be honest. It's like the Strowman. That was the Strowman Goldberg match. Wasn't that number 1? That wasn't that the first match of Mania 1?
Yeah.
That was the first match of Mania 1. So this is
guys. Please mark it on the wall. Miz, Edge, Mania. I'm gonna go put money on it. Fuck that.
Oh, we'll be talking about that in the future. That'll come up again. Believe you me.
Flu don't believe it at all. I think
Flu don't believe it.
I'm in both. I kind of see where Flu's coming from. I see where Ace coming from.
You know what? It would make the way WWE's going. Edge versus Miz would kind of make sense as the main event. I'd go, that makes sense because Sweet Moses.
It won't be the main event, though. You know what I mean? It'll be a championship match on Mania, but it won't be the main event. Do you get what I'm saying?
I just think like Miz, they can do so much with Miz. Miz could turn around and be like, "Look, you overlooked me. What, you think I'm not in the running? Like, just start going in. Start just being the dastardly. Like, even if Miz turns on Morrison, like fuck this. I'm not doing none of this funny stuff no more. Like, this is serious now. Like, he turns on Morrison and goes super heel. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like this is it. This is it. We can get we can get Edge and Christian, Miz and Morrison for a little while before we get to Mania.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
I'm telling you.
Hey, I'm booking this, mate.
I'm booking it.
I came to play. Okay.
This is my house.
All right. Okay. Okay. Let's talk about Monday Night. Oh, we're still talking about Monday Night. Hurt Business. Can I just say, Cedric Alexander, man. What? When I see that boy wrestle, boy, I don't get excited these days. I don't get excited these days about a lot of wrestlers that I see. But when I see Cedric wrestle, that he actually excites me. I'm like, all right, this guy, he's one of a kind, man. He's quality. Him and Shelton putting a good match against the Lucha House Party. I think. Oh, and it was Hurt? No, it was Hurt Business. So it was Shelton, Cedric, and MVP versus the Lucha House Party and Matt Riddle.
Yeah. You didn't mention the amazing promo skillet they did before. The outstanding promo when they talked about American presidents and stuff like that. And Lucha House Party nodded and went, "Yeah, we agree." Yeah. It was Sweet Moses.
Oh God, are you serious? I didn't see that.
They did a promo before. It was just it's incredible. Can I just say I love MVP because when MVP's there, it means Shelton doesn't get pinned. And I'm so used to Shelton. It's so nice to someone else but Shelton getting pinned. So I love MVP.
Yeah. MVP got injured though. He got injured in that match. He hurt himself. Yeah, he got injured. Yeah, he got injured. So
that means Shelton's gonna have to take the pins moving forward. Damn it.
Yeah, Shelton's gonna have to take the pins, but I hope MVP could come out like what Brett did when he got injured with the wheelchair for Heart Foundation. Remember that, Ace? Hey, Brett was cutting. So listen, Brett gets disrespected. I know he's not the greatest talker, but that 1997 Brett.
No one disrespects Bret Hart. What are you talking about? Everyone loves Bret Hart.
We all love Brett, mate.
Blue, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't
No,
do
and
that.
you're right though. The 97
The
Bret
fact
Hart
that people say Sean is better is disrespectful already. So let's not go there. And then they say this thing about he's not a great talker. Okay, for the most of his career he wasn't a great talker, but that 97 year, Cesaro wishes he had a 97 year. I tell you that much because Brett was cutting all kinds of promos in 97. So if MVP could come back with that wheelchair, that would be great. Come out with a wheelchair and be bitter. That'd be great. Lashley come out, attacks Riddle, puts him in the full Nelson. So it's gonna be Riddle, Lashley, Elimination Chamber, right, for the US title, I'm assuming.
Yeah, apparently Keith Lee is injured as well. They're still selling the match as if it's a triple threat match, typical WWE, but apparently Keith Lee is actually injured and may not feature in that match. Maybe we'll get an angle before the show where probably Lashley takes him out backstage or some sort of thing. Who knows? But yeah,
a lot of the WWE talent, when you look at it, a lot of their ages are quite like mid-30s to late to early 40s.
Yeah,
can these guys like if Keith Lee was champion, you can't really see these guys lasting a long time, can you?
How old's Keith Lee?
He's 36.
Oh well.
To be fair, though, the main event of the Elimination Chamber, they're all in their mid-40s, aren't they? They're all in their 40s. That's
a lot of them are. Yeah.
So that young whippersnapper of 35, Keith Lee, do you know what I mean? It's just, yeah.
That's a good point.
This has been an argument since the Royal Rumble about the ages of wrestlers. But if you think about it, even historically, like, apart from the likes of Lesnar and Randy Orton that won the titles when they were super young, everyone is 30 plus when they really start coming into their own and winning it. So
no, but I mean they're 30 plus. Yeah, well, you're right. When they start winning it, that's the point. When they get to that point of being a main eventer, that's what I mean. They like Austin when he became a mega star. He probably was like 36, 37, but he already had the back work already. That's what I mean. These guys are they still have to build up at this age. It's a bit.
But the likes of Keith Lee, but Keith Lee has been wrestling like for 15 years or so.
Yeah. He's been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, I guess that's down to when WWE is recruiting these guys and deciding when to use them.
It's true. That's the thing as well, because a lot of their time they spend in NXT, and then when they get to the main roster, that's why Vince doesn't believe in them because they're too old. But Keith Lee and Mia Yim are engaged.
Congratulations.
I think they got engaged on Valentine's weekend, I think.
Hey.
Keith Lee and Reckoning.
Who Xavier Woods is begging for a match with.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'd feel about a man begging for a match on my girl. I'm just going to put it out.
Yeah, it's a bit mad still.
It's a bit mad.
Mia Yim name Reckoning.
Yeah, that's who
that's her retribution name, bro.
Yeah. That's who Xavier Woods has been begging for a match.
Retribution stuff, I blank out. I don't pay attention. I can't do it. I blank out. I'm done. I like Ali, and that's it. That's the only one I care about in that whole faction.
Can I make a hot take?
Yeah, go on.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious, but I think Ali's going to cost Kofi his place in the Elimination Chamber, and I think I would suggest Fastlane or WrestleMania opening card. Please. Yeah, unfortunately, it'll be pre-card, won't it? But Ali versus Kofi makes sense. Certainly, it's got history. You know, it will be a good match, and you know,
a great match. I would love to see that.
That's a good match for WrestleMania.
And Kofi putting him over
100%. It was almost like paying it forward. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be great. I'd love to see that. Apparently, Lil Bow Wow tweeted something about Ali, saying he likes Ali, but he hates Retribution or something like that.
Him and Damian Priest have been going back and forth on Twitter as well.
Bow Wow and
WWE, isn't he?
Yeah,
Damian Priest said something to him. Damian Priest said something to Bow Wow, and then Bow Wow basically said, "Bro, like you're on Monday Night Raw every week, and all you've got is like 50K followers. I've got about 3 million. I'm here to help you," or something like that. Like
Bow Wow needs to come out to, "Ooh, baby, you're never alone if you let me love you." He needs to coming down the aisle. Bow Wow!
I can't even see how I got crazy booking ideas today. I couldn't even find anything for Bow Wow.
Bow Wow needs to stay away from the wrestling business.
Nah, we don't want it. I can't think of an opponent for you, bro.
I'm sure you've seen the story that he's being trained by Rikishi, right?
That's true. Is that true?
Yeah.
Ace, I don't know if you've heard of the 24/7 title. It's Bow Wow's name all over it.
I mean,
Now, Bruce, right.
Bad Bunny
And,
had a
speaking
moment.
of the 24/7 title, we got a new 24/7 title when Bad Bunny winning it. I just, oh man, this promo was a bit. It was like, what was it? It was Bad Bunny and Damian Priest backstage, and the woman was like, "Oh, David, how's the past weeks been for you since you debuted on Raw?" It's, "Oh, you know what? I debuted on Raw. No, I debuted on Royal Rumble, and then I debuted on Raw, and now I get to kick it with my homie Bad Bunny." And the man was like, "You know, I'm very happy to be here. I'm very." and then you see, freaking. Why is Akira Tozawa still rocking ninja goms? And he pins R-Truth. We don't even see what he does to R-Truth. You just see R-Truth being pinned by Akira Tozawa, and then what was the Damian Priest knockout?
Yeah. Akira Tozawa was celebrating. He backed up into Damian Priest. Damian Priest just grabbed his head, rammed it into like a road case. He told Bad Bunny, like, "What are you waiting for? Like, pin him."
Pinned him. Amigo.
Yeah.
And then he pins him, wins the title, and now he's gonna go on SNL as the champ.
As the thing, and you know, for them as casual fans, as casual fans, you know, all it's going to be advertised as Bad Bunny is coming as a WWE champion. They're not going to say what belt it is. They're just going to see him rock up with this belt, and he's going to be marketed as a WWE champion. Is going to come to SNL.
Do you think R-Truth turns up on SNL?
Yep,
something's going to happen.
100%. 100%. And thing will get involved in it as well. Jimmy Fallon will probably. SNL. Sorry, not Saturday.
Going to get the title.
It's Saturday Night Live. Sorry. So R-Truth will definitely show up. It's Saturday Night Live. Yeah.
And I like to say, I reckon that title gets put amongst all of the Saturday Night. Keenan and Kel. Who's is it?
Yeah.
One of them Johnson. Yeah. Here it goes. Yeah, they're one of them.
Who loves orange soda?
Classic, man. All right. And what else? Oh, women's. Shayna Baszler had a match with Lana. So Lana and Naomi are challenging for their titles, right?
Yeah.
They're in line, yeah.
Okay.
All right, can we just get to the good stuff?
Wait, before we get to the
Flair.
Wait, I know. Wait.
Shooting blanks, fam.
Wait.
Pew, pew, pew.
Wait. Is Asuka still the champion? Women's champion?
Yeah.
Was she on Raw?
It's funny how you don't remember that, and she was in a match.
She had a tag team match with Charlotte against Lacey and Peyton Royce.
And then it turned into and that's when Lacey grabbed the mic and said, "You can't fight me, I'm pregnant."
Yeah.
All right, go on, Ace.
The match was officially ended on a advert. It wasn't a count out. It wasn't a pinfall. It wasn't a disqualification. It was an advert.
An advert.
Yeah.
Can I just say, before Ace goes, apparently she's actually pregnant.
Sharp.
Apparently she's actually pregnant.
No, I don't believe that.
Apparently, like a lot of sources have come out today and said she's actually pregnant. She told WWE when she came to work Monday morning, and that's when they just kind of switched this whole storyline into what it is now. So it doesn't look like she's going to go away like Becky did. It looks like they're going to let this play out, that Ric Flair is somewhat the father of this child.
Oh my God.
So wait, was it last week when he was like, "I'm just mentoring her.
Yeah.
We're not together. And now you're pregnant."
Yeah.
I mean, you had enough time to think of a better storyline.
You had a whole day. Seen as this company is renowned for tearing scripts up and rewriting it on the day of the show, you had a whole day to rewrite this. But this is what you chose to go with. But anyway,
it's a decent alternative if they were presented with this pregnancy. What can you do? I guess it makes sense to make it Ric Flair. They could have fun storylines between this time and
guys. Lacey Evans is not pregnant. Let's not do this. I'm sorry, she is not actually pregnant.
Okay,
come on, bruv.
If she's not pregnant, it's trash. No. If she's not pregnant, it's trash for WWE, which is probably the truth. If she is, then I can understand why they made it Ric Flair. I could understand that.
So
if she is still trash. Like they don't need to say it was his. That she could just be pregnant, like an old woman.
Trash. It's trash.
Yeah.
Once she's not pregnant, it's trash if she's pregnant. Sorry, I shouldn't say that because bringing life into the world is amazing.
Congratulations, Lacey Evans.
It's trash that they've made us think that it's Ric Flair.
Yeah.
But she's not pregnant. So what? Is she still gonna have a match against Asuka?
So this is my issue because if she's not fit to go into the ring against in that tag match, then she can't turn up on Sunday and have her championship match.
Exactly.
And then furthermore, they didn't do anything to kind of say where we're gonna now go with the Raw Women's Championship. They just left Asuka hanging as they have left her hanging since the middle of last year. Like it's just complete and utter nonsense. No matter, even if she's like I say, if she is pregnant, congratulations. But the story told from this pregnancy to Sunday's championship match she's supposed to be in has just been nonsense.
Hold on, how can you guys question if she's pregnant? Space Mountain. You guys never been to Space Mountain?
No, I haven't been to Space Mountain.
I have been to Space Mountain twice. It's fine. It's fine. I had to clean off my chest. Skillet. It's obvious what we do here, though, Skills, isn't it? If Lacey can't do it, then it needs to be Asuka versus.
Woo! It's your boy.
Could you imagine? Wait, I'm not excited about WrestleMania. If they told me I was going to get Asuka versus Ric Flair, and if they sold it on He May Die, this Asuka versus Ric Flair in a He May Die match.
Oh.
And I don't mean that specifically. I love Ric Flair, and of course he won't die. But wouldn't that be great? What a match!
Oh man! All right,
I got my wild prediction for this whole mess is that on Elimination Chamber, Asuka comes out, does some type of open challenge. Rhea Ripley comes out. Rhea Ripley beats her for the Women's Championship, and then we get to Charlotte's inevitable WrestleMania Championship match. Rhea Ripley, Charlotte.
I like that.
That's the best way to salvage this entire thing.
I love that.
That works.
Skillet's not impressed.
Nah, I don't want to see that.
I love that.
How do you think
returning Ronda Rousey?
Did Asuka walk into Mania last year as a champion?
No, she was. I don't even think she was at Mania last year.
No,
unless
Becky
she was
was the
doing the. Yeah, Becky was champion. Charlotte was going after the NXT Women's Championship. Maybe Asuka was doing what's that thing? The women's tag titles with Kabuki Warriors. Maybe I don't know.
She was with Kairi Sane last year. I want to see Asuka walk into Mania as a champion.
I would like to see her walk in as champion and walk out as champion, but
that's what I'm saying.
I just don't think they've got much stock in her. They don't know how to book her, man. I don't know.
I'd just like to see Asuka as champion on television because at the moment she's Charlotte's partner or Charlotte's storyline, or do you know what I mean? It's just it's nuts.
I think it might be Asuka Charlotte too. It might be.
I don't mind it.
And I think Asuka might play the heel and this time gets her revenge. I wouldn't be surprised if they go into another storyline and Asuka hits her with the mist. But you could be right about Rhea too. I wouldn't be surprised about that either. What else happened on Raw, Max? I'm trying to remember.
The gauntlet match, I guess, is the only other main thing we can talk about.
All right, so the gauntlet. Oh yeah, because AJ Styles cut a promo with Omos, saying how he's gonna ruin Kofi's dreams of coming to Mania. Yeah, all right, nice one, Flu. And he made a little joke saying, almost you and I, we go together like, was it crackers and cheese? And then he said something about
grits and M&Ms, I think he said.
He said, yeah, you should try that. I was like, I don't know what the hell. And then, but yes, obviously AJ Styles was announcing that he's going to be part of the gauntlet match. So the gauntlet match happened with Kofi and AJ first. AJ defeated Kofi. Then AJ went on to face Jeff.
Drew McIntyre. That's when Drew McIntyre came out.
McIntyre defeated AJ. Then Jeff got lost to McIntyre. Orton got distracted by Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
And McIntyre lost to Sheamus.
Yeah.
This was a good match. It's a long match.
It was really good. It was really good.
It was good. It was good.
If you notice, since about 2018, when they really started doing a lot of these gauntlet matches, these have been the best thing about Raw.
Yeah.
It seems like it's the only match they can book right because of the time they have to fill on Raw.
Do you remember when Seth had his outstanding performance in the gauntlet match and he had a standing ovation from the crowd? Yeah. Man, I miss good old Seth, man.
Yeah.
Steph is needed back on Raw, I think. But we'll see what he does on SmackDown. But okay, so Sheamus won. All right, guys, let's go for it before we talk about NXT TakeOver. Your predictions for the Elimination Chamber match, men on Raw and on SmackDown. We'll go with Tay first.
Wait, who's in it?
The Raw one.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, Randy Orton, Jeff Hardy, Kofi Kingston, and AJ Styles.
Wait,
what? No, why don't you not go first? Hold on.
Ace, you said that Drew will retain.
Drew will win,
and Miz cashes in.
And then Miz will cash in.
Flu?
I'm just going to go Drew straight.
Max?
If it wasn't for Sheamus beating Drew, my pick was actually Sheamus last week, but I think because Sheamus got a win this week over Drew, I'm going to stick with Drew.
I agree with you. Wasn't that like almost like it almost made you go, oh, so Sheamus hasn't even got a chance in hell. Unless that's what they do.
Basically, yeah. He's yeah.
I'm going with
he was the only one with a shot. Randy, do you really think Jeff Hardy? He's only in it so he can fall off something. It's
I love the way he said fall off and not jump.
That's the thing. In the olden days, he used to do Swanton Bomb. Now he does. Yeah, he used to do. He used to put beautiful and land like an angel. Now he just goes. He used to fly like an angel. Now you just hear just a splat. I loved, and I'm not disrespecting. God bless him, but at the same time, dude, chill,
relax.
I'm going with Drew as well. Okay.
No, do you know what? It probably is true. But if Sheamus is in there, I feel like Sheamus can cost him the title. And do you know what, Ace? You might be.
Ace is right.
Something.
Oh my God, Ace is right.
Something.
Ace is right. Because Sheamus is going to be the last entry, and it will be Sheamus and Drew at the end. Drew gets his win, and then he gets a bro kick.
Sheamus is going to.
Bro kick Drew, and then Miz gonna cash in. Oh my God, Ace is absolutely. I apologize, Ace.
Can I just confirm one thing? I just need to confirm one thing. I am not saying that Miz is not going to cash in and maybe even get the title against Drew. What I'm saying is there is no way Miz versus Edge is the main event of the night. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true.
No
Why?
chance.
Why not?
Because just think about the sentence. Miz. I think I'm done there.
What do you think then? You think Miz and Strowman?
To be honest, I think I've lost my mind, but I think Ace might be right that there might be a thing. But I could see Drew winning it back at Fastlane or something. You can't Miz versus Edge.
It could just be Miz Drew. It could be like Drew gets his rematch at Mania. It might just be.
No, the Fastlane's before then. So
that's crap though. I don't want to see that. Guys, I got to roll out, man. But I want to say I love you guys.
Did you want to give your hot take about NXT?
Oh, it's not a hot take, but I've realized why I don't like NXT. I love NXT, but I don't like NXT at the same time. It's amazing. The show NXT TakeOver is great. Every takeover that I've seen, I've watched, I've enjoyed. But what I've realized that really annoys me about NXT takeovers is you see people kick out of moves that would genuinely kill people.
Yeah.
No, like they're really making people's finishes just look shit. Yeah. Like, and you're kicking out of them over and over and over and over again, and that really bothers me.
That's what Vader was trying to say. Remember
that's wrestling today, though.
No, I
think it's really bad in NXT though.
Yeah, but remember Ace years ago when Vader was saying, "Oh man, I don't like this. What Ricochet and Will Ospreay are doing because they're taking the realism out of wrestling. It's all like it's like a circus." What's it called again? Those acrobats and circus.
Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah, it's like that. And now that's what it is now. And now the wrestling's revolt. That's the reason why I've kind of stopped watching it too. It's kind of been like
it's annoying because then you'll have like an amazing angle. I'm sure you guys have spoken. I don't know if you've spoken about it yet, but like the end of TakeOver with Adam Cole, and he's giving Finn Balor one super kick that's taken him out of the game for about 10 minutes. That's one super kick's killed you. But I've just seen man taking bare Canadian power drivers off the top of their fourth rope. But one super kick has left you out cold for 10 minutes. Come on, man. Like fix up. Like let's do it properly now. Anyway, I have to go.
Thank you, Ace. Thank you for that, Ace. Thank you, brother.
Love you, Ace.
See you later, man. He's right. Listen, we might as well just go talk about TakeOver now, actually. while we're here. We're going to give our predictions for the SmackDown Elimination Chamber. Do you guys still want to do that?
Who's gonna win it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do it quickly. I don't want to see Kevin Owens win it just to lose to Roman again. I don't think that's constructive at all. So I think in that respect, Cesaro might win it. He's been on a good run lately, and then he can lose to Roman Reigns. He won't really do nothing bad.
Oh yeah, later on. Yeah, that'd be good actually. Yeah. That'd be good.
I think they can protect it by like the minute the chamber comes up and Cesaro is celebrating, Roman Reigns literally just runs in there, kills him, pins him, and it's done. Like he doesn't want to wrestle this match anyway. So beat the champion as went through, a whole elimination chamber in like 2 minutes. Just squash them, and then keep it moving.
And then have a full-length Cesaro Roman at Fastlane, where the Cesaro also loses, but gives him a little bit of Randy Orton match when he got that little bit of rub. Yeah, no, that was Luke Harper, but same similar situation.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about NXT Takeover. What was it called? Vengeance Day.
Okay. It kicked off with the women's first ever final.
Why did they call it Valentine's Day Massacre?
They did. They changed the name about 2 weeks out.
Thank you very much. I'm so glad he's here.
Why did they change it?
I don't know. It was called Takeover Valentine's Massacre when they said they were having this takeover, and then about 2 weeks ago it changed to Vengeance Day.
Wow, that's crazy. All right, the first ever women's Dusty Rhodes finals, the Dusty Rhodes Classic. It was between Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez against Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart. Mex, you're kind of a bit more. I mean, I'll tell you, you've been up to date with NXT recently.
I've watched it now and again.
So I would say Mex is kind of like the devoted watch. So what was your thoughts on the Dusty women's tournament in total, and were you excited to see the last competitors be in the final?
Yeah, I think the finals was really good. I think Ember Moon's showing was super. Like, I felt like since she's come back to NXT, she's had a bit of ring rust. It hasn't quite clicked, but she was especially good on the night. And in general, I think it was good to give the women this tournament. There's so many women on, NXT. We just mentioned at the beginning of the show some others that they've just signed as well. Like, really and truly, that women's tag title belts should live on NXT, or they need to start looking at putting a women's mid-card title there, because there's just too many talented women all at the same position chomping at the bit. But I thought this was really good to see Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai get a win.
Yes, I think they work well together obviously them two together as a faction. It's like kind of like a bodyguard wrestler role, but
Shawn Michaels Diesel kind of thing.
Yeah, very, very good together. They work really well together. I think Ember Moon and Shotzi actually work well together as a team as well, and I like how they look complemented each other with the hair color and everything. But yeah, very good match.
I think I asked this before. What is Ember Moon's character? I think I've asked it before. Do we know yet? No, have I asked that before?
You did, and I actually mentioned this.
Is it the young cool manga thing that I don't know? Because I haven't understood. No, okay. You tell me then. Tell me now.
I have no idea. And I watched this match thinking that comment, and it was in my mind as well, thinking like, what is she? Because at least before she was like werewolf girl sort of thing, which even then it's like what? Ninja, but like. Yeah, I think that's the problem. Maybe that's why she's not on main roster, because just the character doesn't necessarily connect, but she can definitely go in the ring.
I feel like her character is more like a Mad Max kind of that. Like if you put her, putting her with Shotzi Blackheart is a bit, because she's got the tank and everything, so it's like tank girl, that kind of. That's where I see it.
Post-pop. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Thank you, Tay. That actually makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Next up was the NXT North American Championship match between Johnny Gargano and Kushida. This was a very good match. Obviously, don't expect less from both of these wrestlers. Tay, your thoughts on this match? And did you think Gargano was right to retain?
The problem with asking me about Gargano matches is Gargano is always going to be someone who can do no wrong by me. Like, I love Gargano matches. I don't care. He can do a match with Adam Cole 1 million times, and I would love every single match that he does. Like, his ability to tell a story is phenomenal throughout the whole match. So I absolutely loved it. Even though I get what Ace is saying, like the kickouts and the consistent kickouts, but that intensity was still there. Like I really thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah, I was happy for him to retain because I want them to go again. I need them to, like, I love when Gargano has a feud, like a proper feud, and he can come into it like with his new kind of swagger, like yeah, watch me. Loved it.
One of my favorite memories was watching Gargano Ciampa with young Tay there in America. Good seats. We snuck down. We got nearer the front, and we watched. Ciampa versus Gargano.
Jealous.
We had good seats. We were on the floor watching it.
Yeah.
And it was one of my favorite wrestling experiences. So thank you very much, Tay. It was tremendous.
What was that? Brooklyn, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Where was I?
You had just gone backstage.
You were doing
yeah. Me and Ace were gallivanting. Oh yeah, we're interviewing people.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love this. I'm always impressed when wrestlers wear jeans. And Kushida moving like how he does with jeans. I'm like, bro, what the hell is this?
There's new stretch jeans, man. So those new stretch jeans are amazing.
They are stretch jeans. Yeah, they definitely are stretch jeans. Yeah.
When I was young and I was not as comfortable with my sexuality, one of my favorite wrestlers was IRS just because he didn't wear pants. So I just thought, I like the fact that his nipples aren't rubbing against another man's nipples. So I like IRS. Just like say, you guys.
So are you saying that you used to be homophobic? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying when I was 10, I didn't understand why a man would rub his genitals against another man's genitals. And I thought to myself, if I ever have to rub my genitals against another man's genitals, I'll make sure to wear a suit and inform people about their taxes.
Well, you can thank Vince for that instead of Erwin or Shyster.
I think just to speak on Tay's point with these guys going at it again, I think they have something in store with Dexter Lumis. Obviously, he's been attacking Austin Theory, who is part of Johnny Gargano's gang sort of thing, his faction. And I think they wanted to put the North American title on Dexter Lumis sometime last year before he got injured. So maybe he's next in line for a shot at the North American Championship.
Dexter Lumis, do we like him?
I just don't think his character has any longevity to it. Like
he doesn't do it for me, man.
Like when the Halloween Havoc thing happened, obviously it's Halloween, so it works. But then the rest of the seasons in the year is like, like come on, man.
This was a very nice surprise because I haven't watched NXT recently, so this is my first takeover in a while, and I only found out a couple weeks ago that the Rascals were signed to NXT. Obviously, they changed their name now to MSK, but it was, and I've liked these guys since 2017. These guys, I've talked about them in the kickout before, and angry the position. Big props to this team, very good team. But now, not only are they signed to NXT, but they were in the final of the Men Dusty Rhodes Classics. I do agree with Ace. A lot of this stuff is very much kick out. But they are very good athletes. And it's good to see MSK versus the Grizzled Young Veterans. I know, Flu, you haven't seen NXT, so I'm not going to go to you.
Next, not true. I watched the main event. I watched.
Okay, we'll definitely come to you for the main event then, my brother. Max, what did you think of this final of the Men's Dusty Rhodes Classic with MSK?
Yeah, it was a great match. MSK have obviously just come in straight. Their debut was in this tournament, and they've shot all the way and won the tournament. And it's mad to think that in 3 years of these men being on Impact, they never won anything. They weren't tag team champions once. And they've come into WWE when a lot of people would have been saying, why are you going to WWE and all this kind of stuff. And they've, been given everything basically from the jump. I felt bad for Grizzled Young Veterans. They were in the final of this tournament last year, didn't win. They got to the final again, didn't win. Zach Gibson, to me, is a national treasure. I can listen to Zach Gibson all day, every day. I don't know. I think they're still going to be up there. Maybe MSK win the tag team championships and Grizzled Young Veterans are their first challengers and beat them eventually for it. But
I feel that's what's going to happen. But I also feel that Grizzled Young Veterans will probably get called up after Mania.
They don't care about tag teams on main roster though. Like,
I know.
It's not even a good thing for them to be called up. They might as well stay where they are.
That probably will be a bad thing for them, but I wouldn't be surprised if they get called up after Mania. Tay, what did you think of this match? I see that they're kind of strapping. It looks like, even though Nash Carter got a little bit of shine, it seems like I have a feeling Triple H's eye is on Wesley.
Wesley.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
Wesley was moving around like a mofo. So yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great match. I don't have much more to say than what Mick says. Like, they were brilliant. I love the match.
Okay, cool.
Can I just say, yeah, someone said on Twitter, oh, they can't wait to see Wesley versus Ricochet whenever that's gonna happen. And then someone else replied, yeah, that's gonna be the main event of main event.
Yeah.
Ricochet's not
You're
in a
not
good place right
wrong.
now.
I don't understand how they can't do anything with these talent that they have, man.
Yeah.
It's insane. All right, triple threat match for the women's championship. Sorry, Flea, were you going to say something?
No, I'm nah.
Io Shirai versus Mercedes Martinez and Toni Storm. Tay, what did you think of this match?
I mean, it was all right. Obviously, there were a lot better matches on the card. Unfortunately for them, it was still a good match. I know there's a bit out there about Io Shirai and should she still have the championship. I personally think it's time for her to give up.
Who would you give it to?
I mean, I don't even know yet. I'm not even gonna lie.
That's the thing. It's like
I mean, Rhea Ripley needs to go to the main roster. So you don't want to give it to her. You want to give it to someone that's a bit more up and coming and can do something with the belt. But then again, like you said,
Raquel Gonzalez, Big Mummy Cool. That's who they're really prepping for it. But like Io Shirai beat Rhea Ripley, who is of similar stature to Raquel Gonzalez. So how is she going to beat Rhea Ripley and lose to Raquel Gonzalez, if you see what I mean?
Because Raquel Gonzalez has Dakota Kai there to help her win it.
Maybe.
Or it might be Dakota Kai that wins it because of Raquel.
Maybe.
Because of Raquel Gonzalez. It could be that. Okay.
So this match was cut about 8 or 10 minutes short because they tried a table spot with Toni Storm and the table imploded before the spot actually happened. So whatever was meant to happen within that segment of the match never happened, obviously. And the match was cut about 8 or 10 minutes short. So that probably contributed for the match.
It wasn't a tables match or anything.
No, it was just a regular triple threat match.
I'd read something like that, but okay, fascinating.
Yeah,
I see Io Shirai doing her dives off of scaffolding again, like she always does. Yeah, Io Shirai is a great talent. We'll see. Yeah, I kind of see what Tay's saying at the same time. It'd be good to see somebody new in that position. So we'll see what happens going into Mania. All right, and the main event: Pete Dunne versus Finn Balor. Fully, we're going to come to you. Personally, I think this was a great match. This is what I kind of wanted to see. To these great talents that's beating each other up. Flu, coming to you. What was your thoughts?
Exactly that. I think I haven't watched NXT in a while, kind of unfairly because I never had a problem with NXT, but because WWE was so dire, NXT kind of got caught up in the whole tsunami of hatred, which is unfair because it's still a really good product in ring. I think this is the kind of match why I like wrestling. Like I say, that's why I went to watch this. I went to watch Pete Dunne versus Finn Balor because they're two of the best. Pete Dunne looks amazing. You know, good package before. I like the way NXT looks with a bit of a crowd and the Super Bastard, or whatever the screens are called. Are they called Super Bastards? What are they called? The Super Bastard. Anyway.
Oh my gosh.
I'd like Wade Barrett on commentary as well, just making sense, obviously not being fed lines, making the match make sense. So I loved this match, except I have 2 questions for you, gentlemen and ladies. I did love this match. I give it 3 3/4 because I loved the fact it started with mat wrestling. I love mat wrestling. That's how every match should start, every professional, kayfabe match. But was there too much mat wrestling in this one? Because I was like, this is 12 minutes. This is 12 minutes of people rolling about. And don't get me wrong, I love this. But was there slightly too much mat wrestling? Your opinions?
Yeah, possibly. I think how wrestling is heading right now, where it is at the moment, there's going to be a bit too much of everything right now. So even if in a basic match when it's like everybody doing the same old moves and the same old Canadian destroyers and the same old kickouts and the same old. Even with mat wrestling, it's going to be a bit exaggerated. And oh, look what we're doing. We're doing something different, but you're not really. And it's like, they could have cut the mat wrestling a bit short. I did appreciate what they were doing. I mean, Finn looked really great grappling with Pete on the ground. They looked like these two are amazing technicians. But yes, it went a bit too far. And a lot of the same moves were kind of repeated. Like I noticed Pete Dunne kept stamping on Finn's hands like for thousands of times, and he's like, Finn's like,
he sold it.
Like that's what you do when you break your fingers. You just straighten your fingers at the end.
Yeah.
He was just doing that when he just straightening.
He sold it so well.
He sold it. That was the point. You can't slag it off because it's and the other thing is normally I kind of I'll be forward one and I'll turn to the missus and go, what's this bit? Have a look at this, and someone will do a triple flip through a table and she'll be like, great. But when I showed her Pete Dunne snapping the fingers, she actually went, ooh. And it's he'll still be doing that move, which is more entertaining. If the move I hate the most is when they bounce off the ropes and they run through the second rope and do a dive, and then they run back and they do the flip over the top rope, because everyone does that now. And I'm more impressed by the mat wrestling and the fake snapping of the fingers than any of that stuff, which just shows you true talent. Plus, Pete Dunne can do that when he's 60. These kids who are doing the triple flip super bombs won't be able to be doing that next week. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, amazing. But question 2 to you all, and this is a tough one. I don't think you guys are ever going to go this deep. Has there ever been a wrestler who has pulled off that bikini wrestling? You know what Pete Dunne did?
Like Pete
the bikini.
The singlet.
And I was going for it. I was going Andre the Giant, didn't pull it off. Natural Disasters didn't pull it off. Pete Dunne, when they are mat wrestling, the problem is there's a thin line between mat wrestling and then just looking at a man's genitals rolling around on the mat, isn't there? Especially when you're in a bikini. So my question to all of you is, a wrestler who has pulled off the bikini look, go ahead.
Kurt Angle.
I knew you'd say this, so I've actually written down here. I actually wrote down on my notes, no, he's wearing slight shorts.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that as well.
Yeah, that's true.
And to be said, I don't actually like that attire on anyone, because I think, like you're saying, I just think it looks too awkward and stuff like that. But now it's said, I don't think I had an issue with Pete Dunne wearing it.
Yeah, the shorts work on Kurt Angle because that's the old wrestling look. But the bikini look, name a wrestler who's pulled off the bikini.
Yeah, no, you're right.
But what would you say? Megs, Tay, what do you think of the match, though?
I think going back to what you said about the mat wrestling, I think it was a bit too much. But I think for me, that only suffered because we've seen 2 matches with Finn Balor and Kyle O'Reilly, which is very similar before this one. So it's like maybe what this would have benefited from, not that anyone complained about this match, but it being a different style of match, a different style of competitor. But yeah, this was what I wanted. I've wanted as 2 UK-based guys with Finn and Pete Dunne, like you said as well. Wade Barrett on commentary, I think, was valuable as well, telling the story of the match. I think they just all done a really, really stellar job. And there's a part of me that always I wanted Pete Dunne to win. I didn't think it was ever going to happen, but I definitely thought, come on, this is his time now. But yeah, really, really well done match.
Tay?
Yeah, I mean, I thought that before there was a bit too much mat wrestling, and I wanted a bit more of more Finn Balor style. It was very kind of Pete Dunne, but it was still a great match. I can't say that it wasn't bad at all. Like, okay, I've had a bit too much, but I still enjoyed it regardless.
Yeah, it was still one of the best WWE matches of the year, without question.
Yeah, it was a great match.
I know it's early doors, but in fact, it's one of the best WWE matches I've seen recently. I know I haven't seen that much, but yeah.
By December, it'll be one of the best matches still of the year.
Yeah. So Finn picked up the win and was celebrating outside, retaining his NXT title. Gets attacked by Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch. Sorry. They attack him, throw him in the ring, start beating him up. Then the Undisputed come out to make the save. Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, Adam Cole. They make the save. Kyle O'Reilly picks up Finn, says, hey, you're one of us. You're a true champion. you know, we got you, we got your back. They go to do the undisputed sign, and then Adam Cole gives Finn Balor the sweet chin music. Mex, I know you were very disappointed by this because I know Undisputed is one of your favorite factions. Undisputed was one of my favorite factions, but I've lost interest recently, if I'm honest with you. But going to you, did you think it was right to split up? Well, we don't know if they split up completely. This could be a little ruse, we don't know. But at the moment, it's looking like there's a split between the two because Roderick Strong wasn't happy with Adam Cole making it, but he still went away with Adam Cole, where Kyle O'Reilly was upset. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention Adam Cole sweet-chinned Kyle O'Reilly too. Yeah, so what's your thoughts about this? Could this be a possible split up for Undisputed? If it is, do you want to see this? Are you happy about this? Let's go.
Bruv, when I was watching this pay-per-view, I was actually wearing my Undisputed Era merch t-shirt, and my heart broke when Adam Cole done that sweet chin music to Kyle O'Reilly. More so, I blamed myself. I said I need to stop buying t-shirts that belong to factions and tag teams because they're always going to split up and let you down.
Not the New Day. Not the New Day.
Well, yeah. I think they've been getting stale. They have been stale for some time, Undisputed Era. I think we would have seen this coming. Obviously, Kyle O'Reilly's been pushed to the forefront of Undisputed Era. Adam Cole's been doing the whole thing in the background. I'm in support of Kyle O'Reilly. I want him to win the NXT championship. And I don't know how much they're linking it to old storylines in the past, but Bullet Club, before they kind of made a split, there was this kind of thing where they always used to go, Bullet Club is fine. Bullet Club is fine. There's no issue here. Bullet Club is fine was the saying. And that's kind of what Adam Cole has been doing in recent weeks. So the super kick kind of came out of nowhere on the night, but you could tell this was only a matter of time before Adam Cole took offense that Kyle O'Reilly's maybe getting this position in the Undisputed Era when he's the so-and-so leader. But I think it's going to give us, they've been trying to find a way to put an NXT title on the WrestleMania card. Finn Balor and Adam Cole is a massive match, especially while this Bullet Club stuff is going on outside in AEW and stuff like that. That those are two Bullet, that's the founding Bullet Club member in Finn Balor versus Adam Cole, who was once upon a time the USA Bullet Club leader. So that's a massive match. Those are the two longest reigning NXT champions ever as well. Or they can, maybe in a takeover before WrestleMania, if they still do the night before, then Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly would be a brilliant match as well. They've got history as well. So,
Megs, me and Skills have discussed this before, and I don't. Undisputed Era, they don't have a chance on the main roster, do they? Adam Cole maybe, but come on. And this isn't me saying I don't believe it. I think they're incredibly talented, but look at them. There's Daniel Bryan got there. Who else, normal looking guy, has got there?
There's a few recent years. I mean, Kevin Owens is probably the most normal looking guy that's got there.
Know, he's still got a little bit of a bam. He's still got a bit of wrestler about him. No offense to Adam Cole, I think's got a slight chance, but the other two cats, with the greatest respect, no chance in hell. When you look at the talent that's on the main roster, Aleister Black, for the love of jeez.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Kyle O'Reilly might surprise you.
But I think that's exactly what they're doing now. I think they're trying to establish these guys. I think they're trying to establish these guys as singles guys, because I don't think they're going to move them up as a unit. They might move them up, and then, eventually they'll do their reunion tour and get back together and all of that kind of stuff. But I think that's why they're maybe trying to establish these guys as single guys. And remember now, NXT is actually a thing. The thing of calling people up isn't so much anymore. So some may go. Adam Cole for sure is eventually going to go. Some may stay and just become NXT fixtures. So,
hey, AJ Styles made it. So there's a chance.
AJ Styles was a complete star. He was a star before he came.
In which case, you just agreed with me that they don't stand.
No, you're right. It is slim pickings. You're completely right.
Yeah. I tell you who won't make it out of that faction. Bobby Fish.
Which one is that? Is he the one with the stash or the diabetic?
The one with the tash.
The tash. No.
Yeah.
Where is he injured again?
I think he's injured.
That man is injury prone to us, man.
But he won't make it for that sheer fact. Because look at Samoa Joe.
If sad to say this, if Undisputed Era was the Radicals, he's Dean Malenko, isn't he? He's Dean Malenko. He got injured in the first year. He got injured and didn't really come back.
Dean Malenko. I was so
Dean
sad.
Malenko is one of the best wrestlers of all time. One of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Make sure anybody listen to this. Go on the network. Do a Dean Malenko marathon. Watch. He outstanding.
Watch some Guerrero Malenko without question.
100. But yes, but Bobby Fish is a great wrestler too. And unfortunately, the world won't get to see how great he is because he's always.
Typically, Vince will put Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish back together as a tag team, and they can have a tag team run on the main roster.
Yeah, true.
That's it.
Yeah, that's
All
about it.
right.
That's the feeling.
This is Triple H on Christmas Day. Just God. I like those Undisputed Era guys. I think I might call them up. Those free guys. Vince, there's four then. The free guys. Okay.
Oh, Vince, you know one of them is a diabetic, right? No problem. We'll put them in a sugar versus sugar match. No, I don't think we can do that. That's really appropriate. You shut your mouth.
Who's that?
Kyle O'Reilly.
Not Bobby Fish. Who's Bobby Fish's?
Kyle O'Reilly.
Kyle O'Reilly's the diabetic.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that in any kind of disrespectful way. I'm just saying what Vince McMahon will do with that. Vince McMahon will be like, I don't understand. He needs sugar? What is he? Some kind of dancing man? Good question, Chapman.
The Young Rock premieres today in America.
I know. I'm actually very excited to watch it.
How are we gonna watch that, guys?
We're gonna have to stream it, and I'm gonna have to send the link.
Legally.
Is there a way that we can watch it legally?
I'm gonna try and stream it and send the link on the kickout WhatsApp. We'll see. I hope it's fun. I hope it's written well. I hope they pay some good.
It looks good.
I'm sure they'll pay respect to the wrestling business, but we'll see. I'm a bit interested to see the characters that people are playing. Like, there's one guy playing Iron Sheik. Looks a lot like Iron Sheik, to be fair. I'll give him that. Andre the Giant, Junkyard Dog. It's like Hogan and it's the Hogan cartoon all over again, isn't it?
We're talking about. Have you seen the size of Hemsworth for Hogan?
So that's still going ahead, isn't it? The Chris.
Yeah. So obviously he's playing Thor, so he's got big, but he's got ridiculously big for Hogan.
I don't know how I feel about seeing a Hogan film, you know, if I'm honest with you.
Well, it depends if they're honest about it, if they show all the racism and the hideousness.
I don't know if they will. I have a feeling this is just going to be about a period of time of Hogan's life and not a full biopic. So it'll probably be like Hogan making WrestleMania a thing and maybe leaving WWE because of the steroid scandal. They'll probably just do that. But I don't think they're gonna do anything from I don't think they'll do WCW stuff. I doubt it. I don't know. I could be wrong. It could be a whole full picture. Who knows? But yo, guys, thank you for joining me tonight on the kick out. Before we sign out, I'm gonna go across the room where people can find your socials. They can follow you. Flu, we'll start with you. Where can they find you in the social media?
I'm not sure. You tell them. I don't
Neil
know.
Fluellen at Neil Fluellen on Twitter.
I'm not on it. Don't bother. And if I am saying anything, I'm a liar, especially if it's some weird anti-Semitic comments, in which case it definitely was not me. Have you heard what's happening with the woman from The Mandalorian? Did you read all that?
Which woman from Mandalorian?
You know the larger lady is number 2.
The former UFC fighter?
Yeah, she's very right-wing, and she came out and said that being a Trump supporter is like being a Jew in the Nazi period. And now she's been fired from Mandalorian and she's been chucked off everything because obviously that was an idiotic comment.
Yeah.
So she's done.
Oh, she's out of Mandalorian now.
Yeah, of course she is. She's done. What's her mug?
Why would you say that?
You compared a Trump supporter.
Sometimes just think things and just keep it there. Just keep it in there.
People really know how to ruin their bag. They really do know. Like, honestly, they really know. Like,
compared being a Trump supporter, the same people that attacked the Capitol with no repercussions until later on, like maybe a few days later, to Jews who were slaughtered for their faith.
And she even put a picture. She put a picture of a Jewish lady being attacked by a Nazi. She even put it. Yeah, it's
on Twitter.
You
Yeah.
know what's funny? She probably thought she was being deep and conscious. No, I'm not disrespecting the Jews. Look, I'm saying we're like them. We're like them. Fuck off. Idiot.
Hey, we end it on a positive note, guys.
Tay, where can they find you on the socials?
Coco_Trace TRAETAE.
Max, where can they find you on the social?
WrestleManiac UK on everything.
And follow me at Skillet World, SKILLIT World on Twitter, Instagram, you name it. Thank you guys. We are out. We'll tune in again for some more content to the kick out.